here's everything I ate at a $4,000 a night resort in the Maldives. Let's start with my final visit to the best breakfast buffet in the entire world. I had a crepe with lemon and sugar, which is such a simple but elite combination. I then got this little pot of yogurt and granola, which I topped with sunflower field honey from France. I don't think I'll ever get over this buffet's honey selection. I also got this strawberry Danish, which wasn't as good as the mango Danish I had yesterday, but was still very delicious. I then went and got a very random assorted plate of savory food. And the staff members came over and handed us this fruit plate that he made us, which I just thought was so adorable. Tell me, why did the sun have to come out in full force the day that we were leaving this resort? I'm glad we got to see Patina in its full glory, but it did make leaving even harder. But I mean, I really cannot complain because we're off to another incredible resort here in the Maldives. We got a speedboat transfer back to Male, and as soon as we arrived, one of the staff members from the next resort we were staying at was there to greet us. We actually felt like royalty. They checked us in for our seaplane and then led us straight up to the lounge that they have just for hotel guests. This was honestly nicer than most normal airport lounges. Before we knew it, it was time to get on our seaplane, which I was so excited for. But halfway through the flight, the weather took a turn. We had to quickly land at this pontoon and wait for a boat to pick us up as it started pouring down raining. When we finally arrived at Amilla Resort, it was torrential rain, guys. Here we are in the back of the buggy, sipping on coconuts and trying not to get soaked to the core. We finally arrived at our room, and guys, I cannot believe we're staying in an overwater villa. This is literally all my honeymoon dreams come true. Lunch, we headed to Chilled Cafe, which was right on the beachfront. I was quite excited to see a whole menu devoted to homemade kombucha. If I recall correctly, this was raspberry basil flavor, and it was very refreshing. I still wasn't super hungry, so I just ordered the crab salad, which was light and fresh and just exactly what I felt like in that moment. Dinner, we headed to Barolo, which is an Italian restaurant at the resort. For starter, I went a bit rogue and I went for the cold asparagus veloute, topped with quite a generous amount of truffle. Just feel it was a little bit under-seasoned and not the rich, creamy veloute I was hoping for. Thankfully, the mains made up for it. We shared a spaghetti carbonara, and to be honest, I had low expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised. The pasta was cooked al dente, the sauce was rich and glossy. Altogether, a pretty solid carbonara. The standout dish of the night was the red wine braised beef cheek. This was the absolute definition of melt in the mouth perfection. The meat just pulled apart so perfectly. And I loved the accompaniment of the creamy rich pumpkin puree. For dessert, we got the cafe au lait creme brulee. I actually quite liked the coffee flavor in the creme brulee, but between the biscotti, the vanilla mousse, the meringue, and the chocolate sorbet, there was just a little bit too much going on this plate. And that was it for the day. Stay tuned for day 2 at Amilla, as it was truly one for the books.